put your hand up if you think Rob left the villa with Andrea. If you haven't seen tonight's episode yet, then this is not the video for you, but once you've watched it, come back. I only realised the other day that Love Island USA is on the ITV media player before it's aired on ITVB at 10 o'clock, and it's also not on a Sunday, so I had to go all weekend without seeing it. So the last time we spoke, Rob was saying that he was going to leave because Andrea got voted out, and I was like, there's no way, I will be shocked if he actually leaves. Newsflash, he's still there. When Andrea got voted off, she was absolutely devastated. In the back of my mind, I was kind of thinking, is she exaggerating a wee bit? But to be honest, I don't think she was, because she went in there and I think she really liked Rob. And she went in as a bombshell and she done her job, so she was obviously confused why she was being voted out, especially when Janae wasn't even really paired up with anybody. One thing that I did find interesting is the way Aaron was reacting. He was going absolutely mental. He was losing his shit. And he was saying, I don't understand why they voted her out. She had a connection with Rob. It's Love Island, not Friend Island. But yet, when Rob says that he was going to leave because he really liked Andrea, he was the one who was like, no, it won't be the same without you, I don't want you to leave. And it was like, you're the one who's trying to say it's not Friend Island, like you're begging him to stay. Now, Aaron is obviously obsessed with Rob and he's like his bromance in the show, but I just feel like he took things too far with the way he was screaming at the girls, and the way he was reacting was just over the top. One thing I do like about him though, is when Rob decided to stay, he gave him a cuddle and he kissed him on the head, and then later on he was talking to somebody else, I think it was Connor, and he gave him a hug and he like kissed him on the chest, right? And it's so, I like to see when men express themselves like that. Like, girls give each other kisses and cuddles all the time, at least my friends do. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with men doing that, and I like the fact that he is willing to express his emotions in such a way, and there's no toxic masculinity where guys think that it's gay to show affection to other men. So I do really like that about him. When Andrea got voted out and Rob stood behind her and he says, that's it, I'm leaving, Leah was totally right. He got her hopes up and made matters even worse. And when he pulled Andrea for a chat, he was like, oh, you tell me what you want me to do. This is obviously so that if she told him to leave, he could then turn around and blame her for all his problems. This is a typical narcissistic trait. If he had have left that house and it didn't work out between them, he always would have threw that back in her face. You asked me to leave, you told me to leave, this is your fault. And the best thing that she could have done was just say, look, it's up to you and I don't want to influence your decision. Because he's just, let's be honest, he's just a complete dick. And while I was watching this, I was looking at his features and I thought, you know what? He's kind of got similarities to Elvis Presley, if Elvis Presley had like an ugly brother. I know a lot of people fancy the pants off Rob, and I'm not saying he's ugly, but if you fancy him, even getting to know his personality, do you still find him attractive? Like, do you see him trying to gaslight people and seeing him being a narcissist and still think, oh, he's hot? Because that's fucking bizarre. Poor Kendall. He's paired up with Nicole, he's living his best life, and then Nicole comes and tells him that she kissed Miguel, and he's obviously gutted about it, and then he has a chat with Miguel and he's telling her that Nicole says that she would couple up with him. And I just felt so bad for him because you can see how hurt he is, and I think that he's such a genuine person. And then when Miguel was out in the garden and he was doing like the handstand and he was walking about in his hands and stuff, and he was just like, oh, he's like totally different to me. I thought, fuck him. Fuck Miguel, right? He's going round and he's chatting up every single lassie in the house and he's licking his lips and he's giving it all the fucking shit chat up lines, and at least he's a genuine person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't stand it. And I just think that Miguel's a complete fucking skis bag. Now, the thing is, you like who you like. She's paired up with Kendall and she's interested in Miguel, and that's fair enough. But you can't expect a girl to go with a guy just because he's nice. But it's just so sad to see how hurt he is. And the thing that really gets me about it is that the girls in the house, no matter what house it is, no matter what country, they'll always be like, oh, if I'm going to be a choice, then just don't make me a choice, because I just want to be the only one that you want to be with. But yet when it comes to girls, they're like, oh, I want to get to know him, I still want to get to know you, I kissed him but I still want to get to know you. But as soon as a guy does that, it's like, oh no, I'm not going to be an option. I'm the prize, I'm the one, I'm the only one, and all that. And it's like, why is it okay for you but it's not okay for him? Shut the fuck up, bitch. Leah is absolutely obsessed with Rob, and even though I can't stand her, I feel bad for her sometimes, because it must be difficult to really like somebody and them tell you that they feel the same, and then all of a sudden they're with somebody else and you've got to spend 24 hours with them, watching them with somebody else, and like, that really must hurt. I'm sure most of us have been in a situation where either we were at school or it was our friends and you've split up with somebody and then your ex has been going with one of your friends, and it's like, it hurts you. But when you're in a situation where you literally cannot escape that, it must be a million times worse. Not to mention the fact that you know that the nation is watching you and you feel embarrassed and you feel like a dick. Like, it really must be difficult. So Leah was told that the boys thought that she conspired against Andrea because she still liked Rob, and it was her and Liv that basically got them out. So then she made a big scene about it, and she walked up to some of the boys and she was standing on the chair and she was like, I did not conspire to get Andrea out the house. I only said nice things about Rob, blah, blah, blah. So they were like, oh, we never said that, and whatever else. So she walked away, and Janae was like, oh, she's still obsessed with Rob. She still really likes Rob. And they were all laughing. And I thought, why didn't you just fucking say that to her face? Not really anything to do with the show, but Serena had like these silver things on her teeth, which I've not noticed before. So can somebody tell me what that is? Is it like a grill that you just put on two teeth? Because I've only ever seen it before, like, across all your teeth. I was a bit confused by it, to be honest. I'm not sure what it is. Also, what was Aaron's shorts all about? He was walking about with them like bunched up, like on top of his thighs. I thought that was only something that guys done when they had really muscly thighs, which he's not got. I didn't really understand it. If he wanted his shorts to be that short, why didn't he just wear Speedos? So Leah pulled Rob for a chat, and it was so difficult to watch. Like, Aaron was like, oh my god, she's pulled him for a chat and it's been less than 24 hours. It's really disrespectful and all that, right? But not only would you say it was disrespectful, it was a pure redneck. Because she's the one who's been like, I don't like Rob anymore, I'm over Rob, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, she pulled him for a chat. And even though he's a total dick, even though he can't be trusted, even though he's a total fucking gaslighting fucking cunt bag, she took him up for a chat and she was telling him, oh, I like Connor, but it's not the same as like when I was with you or whatever. Why would she tell him that? And he's sitting there saying, oh, I'm not going to say anything. Of course she's got to say something. Of course she's going to, because he's a dick and he wants all the attention on him, and he's going to come out with that information so that he can be like, oh, I'm the one who told everybody that. Can't stand him. But not only that, she's sitting, not actually full on saying, I want to get back with you, but she's hinting at it. And he's sitting there thinking, oh my god, could not be less interested in this. You could see by the expression on his face, you could see by the way he was lying there with his arms folded, kind of like, just leave me alone. The body language was telling you that he's not interested, but she's still sitting there like, oh, what are you thinking, what are you thinking? And he's like, oh, I don't want to say. He doesn't want to say because he's not interested, and I wish that he would just be open about it instead of being a wee fucking shitebag. Overall, I thought this episode was a bit boring. It actually took me quite a few attempts to get through the full thing. I think I was just so annoyed at Rob because he was up there making a big deal out of it, and he's like, oh, I'm going to leave and all that, and then he didn't, and I thought, I fucking knew he wasn't going to leave. Like, why does he just talk so much shit? But anyway, I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!